Here we go. I'm going to get rid of it off the TV here. Let's stop the, let's see if we can get it to go here. It's not going to go because I have it attached to this damn TV of mine. Hold on. Come on. All right, here we go.
There's a big problem in this country with the financial banking system and black people.
Here we go.
And our access to capital. I know that it breaks down. We have, 13 to 15% of the country trying to live off of half a percentage of wealth, 0.05% of wealth.
Ice Cube faced significant backlash for his interview with Tucker Carlson, where they discussed a range of topics, including politics and social justice movements. The interview, conducted in a car ride through Ice Cube's old neighborhood in South Central Los Angeles, sparked outrage among many fans who accused him of aligning with a controversial figure known for far-right views.
Do you think that it's harder to be a man in America now than it was when you were a kid?
Yes. Saying what you feel, being yourself, is what they call toxic. We shouldn't be called toxic for our instincts and for, I was born this way. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Why can't we be ourselves? We were born this way too.
So there are some groups, like if I say I'm trans, then people say that's great, you were born that way, we affirm you. But if you say I'm just a dude with male instincts, you're not affirmed, you're attacked.
Yeah, everybody doesn't really have to affirm you. If I wake up and say, I feel like a pigeon, and I want everybody to treat me like a pigeon. Some people may say, whatever, Q, we treat you like a pigeon. But some people may choose to be like, dude, no. That's your world. I'm not part of it.
Critics labelled Ice Cube a sellout, arguing that his appearance with Carlson contradicted his long-standing image as a rebellious, anti-establishment artist. The rapper defended himself, emphasising his distrust of politicians and his willingness to speak with anyone, regardless of their political affiliation, to advocate for his community.
Most of us who might be represented by guys like little-known podcaster Joe Rogan and little-known rapper Ice Cube. Ice Cube was the guest on Joe Rogan's podcast a couple days ago. They got into this craziness about Bud Light and Target going woke and how the average person, like you, like me, has just about had enough. That's the point. It's not that people are not accepting of different lifestyles, or often, as I say, as an adult, you want to dress however you want to marry whoever you want. Okay, most people are on board that sort of thing. Not everybody, and by the way, everybody's entitled to their own religious beliefs and everything else. You can't legislate other people's freedom, right? We all deserve the same individual rights. But Rogan's hitting it there at the end. When you walk into Target, you're there to buy something, right? You want to buy I'd like to buy toilet paper. I want to get some beer, let's say. I want to get some kids' clothes. I want to get a basketball. And what else would I get there? A candle. That's what I'm at Target for. I don't need to walk in and be bludgeoned with stuff that will have kids tucking their genitals so that they can pretend to be the other gender, right? And we know the same thing with Bud Light and everything else.
Ice Cube's repeated public interactions with conservative figures like Tucker Carlson have been seen by some as a challenge to the so-called gatekeepers in media and entertainment. In these interviews, he has voiced his frustration with Hollywood's power dynamics and the political left's control over discourse.
If there's a new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
Nigga, you can take the bitch, but he won't you.
You ain't worried about that bitch. He's not worried about that bitch
at all. Dang, he ain't.
During his appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, Ice Cube criticized companies that he believes have embraced woke culture for profit while failing to make meaningful changes. He warned that these corporations were hypocritical and that their performative gestures were not helping society.
Pride people are mad at him because they didn't support Dylan Mulvaney, so they like kicked it out of gay bars.
You don't win, either way at the end of the day. But I think about the companies that own these companies, the people that own these companies, and why would they let a decision like that take the company down?
I don't think they thought it was going to. I think this was a legitimate public outrage one where they just pushed too far and people went, F you. And it wasn't even like a real promotion.
So why Target do the same thing?
Well, I think that's an ESG thing. That's an ESG thing, right? And Target lost billions of dollars too. Because people are sick of this shit. They're sick of social things like that are controversial getting stuffed into your face and where you have to accept it.
Yeah.
And people are like, I don't want to accept it.
By the way, the two executives in charge of the campaign have been fired.
In the same interview with Tucker Carlson, Ice Cube also made comments about transgender issues, sparking further controversy. While he did not delve deeply into the topic, his remarks were perceived by some as dismissive or critical of the LGBTQ+ community, which added fuel to the backlash against him.
So there are some groups, like if I say I'm trans, then people say that's great, you were born that way, we affirm you. But if you say I'm just a dude with male instincts, you're not affirmed, you're attacked.
Yeah, I mean, everybody doesn't really have to affirm you. If I wake up and say, I feel like a pigeon, I want everybody to treat me like a pigeon. Some people may say, whatever, Q, we treat you like a pigeon. But some people may choose to be like, dude, no. That's your world. I'm not part of it. And I have to be ready for that. It's a big world out here. Everybody doesn't have to
Adhere to me.
Ice Cube's comments during various interviews, including his appearances with Carlson and Rogan, have particularly upset the LGBTQ+ community and progressive political circles. His statements were seen as aligning with right-wing viewpoints, drawing ire from groups that once saw him as an ally.
You notice a pattern there? You notice a pattern of the people who are the most upset? You got the angry white liberal, you got the angry LGBTQ community member, then you have the super liberal black woman that is upset about this. What I find interesting about this is that these people are not upset with the Democrats for not listening to Ice Cube or for taking Ice Cube seriously. They're more upset about the fact that he dared try to work with President Trump to, try to help Black America. Now, I've been following Ice Cube for a while, in terms of his contract with Black America. Yeah. Because I think Ice Cube's heart is in the right place, but the answers that he's seeking are not in the contract with Black America because that's a handout. His contract with Black America calls for reparations and all types of stuff that politically is not viable, is never going to happen, and quite honestly, it's going to create more racial animosity between white people and Black people here in America. Because if you were to implement something like that, and would you just give Black people handouts and say, hey, here's everything that we feel like you're owed? A lot of poor white people in this country.
Unfortunately, that's what's happening now, but they're giving it to the migrants. So go figure.
Country gonna be like, well, I didn't have it good coming up. My family didn't have it good. I grew up without a father. I, didn't have the best circumstances. I've been working minimum wage my whole life. Where's my handout? Or my parents were descendants of, the Irish who were discriminated against back in the day. Or, something of that nature where people will find a way to say, well, I didn't get my fair shot in life either. Where's my handout? A party helped the government get out of the way. You want the government to get out of the way, right? That's what you really want. That's what you're seeking. All these super liberals love to talk about systemic racism. By definition, if what you say is true, systemic racism exists, you're saying that there's a government institution, there's a system set up that systemically oppresses Black people. What is that? That is the government. So if you want to fight this systemic racism, again, according to them, then you should align with the party that is for less government.
Yep.
Black people have been voting Democrat since the Civil Rights Act. 95% lockstep in with the Democrats.
Ice Cube also claimed that he was cancelled by Oprah Winfrey, alleging that she refused to give him a platform due to his outspoken views. He expressed frustration over what he perceives as gatekeeping by influential figures in the media. These remarks were part of a broader narrative Ice Cube has pushed, suggesting that his independent views have led to exclusion from mainstream platforms controlled by liberal elites.
Yeah.
And once again, they had the whole cast on, but I wasn't invited. So I don't know.
On Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's.
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people. Why would she exclude you?
I really don't know. You know, that's something that I would love to find out. But I can't tell you, you know, if there's a single thing that I've done or said to her.
Have you noticed that it is more controversial to criticize Oprah than to burn the American flag?
Really?
Seems that way. I've never heard anybody criticize Oprah. Do you think it's political or do you think it's deeper than that? I mean, you're not like a right winger.
No.
You don't even seem that political.
No, I'm not really. I'm pretty much, you know, just want to do right by the people, you know. So if that comes through political means, that comes through the private sector, wherever it comes, you know, I'm down to work with whoever's down to do something right for the people.
While Ice Cube has made it clear that he does not support Donald Trump, his criticisms of the American political system have led some to believe he is flirting with right-wing ideologies. He has called for a third-party candidate and criticized both major political parties, arguing that they fail to serve the interests of the people.
I didn't vote for Trump. I'm not a Trump voter. You actually attacked Trump at one point, but you were willing to meet with Trump. Do you think that crossed the line?
I think some people didn't like that, but I think it's idiotic. You know, enemies meet.
Right.
You know, they talk. I'm pretty sure there's some communication between Russia and the Ukraine right now. Somebody's on the phone talking to somebody, trying to come up with a solution. So we just got to talk. That's the only way was willing to speak to the Trump administration, and I was willing to speak with the Biden administration as well. You know,
have you?
One guy in the administration, but it didn't go anywhere. You know, it was basically a, take my temperature kind of call. We'll get to it, but they never got to it or never planned to. As a matter of fact, the guy left the administration. So after talking to him for a year or so, he was gone, and then we were left really with no one there.
While Ice Cube has made it clear that he does not support Donald Trump, his criticisms of the American political system have led some to believe he is flirting with right-wing ideologies. He has called for a third-party candidate and criticized both major political parties, arguing that they fail to serve the interests of the people.
You probably do need a third candidate. You probably do need the people to show that these both parties that America deals with, Republican Party, Democratic Party, to really show them that we don't have to take what you dish. I just feel like the people could really take a stand. Polarization is the winning formula for the status quo.
This stance has put him at odds with Democrats, who feel his rhetoric undermines efforts to counter conservative politics.
What do you think of that Trump mugshot today?
It really don't matter. It don't do nothing for me.
But isn't the idea of a mugshot so sort of emblematic? That when that ties to a politician, it's a big deal, isn't it?
Is it? Doesn't seem like it.
Doesn't.
No. Don't seem like a big deal at all. Yeah, a thirsty man would take a dirty glass of water.
Ice Cube's refusal to endorse either major party has been praised by some as principled, but slammed by others as irresponsible in today's polarized environment.
He said the Democratic Party told him, Cube, wait till after the election and we'll do something for you. The Republican Party said, we'll interject your ideas into the platinum plan that Donald Trump has already started. That's already coming out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you tell me that you're going to go vote for these Democrats after they've already proven that they ain't finna do nothing for you. I almost said a cuss word, but see, I'm saved. They ain't going to do nothing for you. Nothing. Wait till after the election.
On Joe Rogan's podcast, Ice Cube discussed the corruption he perceives within the American political system. He criticized how money
Clean the kitchen.
and influence dictate policies, echoing sentiments that resonate with those disillusioned by mainstream politics. However, his appearance on Rogan's platform, a show that often hosts controversial figures, has made him a target of criticism from those who believe he is aligning with problematic voices.
What's going to hit, when it's going to hit, and how much it's going to hit for.
And unless that's illegal, like your whole system.
Exactly, because you know, it's easy to, it's easy to corrupt these people. You know what I mean? It's all money.
Did you ever think you would have to think about it so much, though? Like, I didn't think about this so much, like 10, 15 years ago.
Well, I always have my kind of,
Hold on, live.
Hold on.
Hold up, live. I'm gonna put you on pause for a minute.
Shots are being fired, so before then, just a little, I was sitting, my pops would look at the news and yell at the screen.
Well, the gays are mad at him. The Pride people are mad at him because they didn't support Dylan Mulvaney, so they like kicked it out of gay bars.
You don't win, either way at the end of the day. But, I think about the companies that own these companies, the people that own these companies, and why would they let a decision like that take the company down?
I don't think they thought it was going to. I think this is a legitimate public outrage one where they just pushed too far and people went, F you. And it wasn't even like a real promotion. It was a thing they sent a can to this person, this Dylan Mulvaney person. But I don't think it went anywhere else. I think it was just like, here, this is for you. And you put it on social media. They made some sort of a partnering deal, and that was it.
So why Target do the same thing?
Well, I think that's an ESG thing. That's an ESG thing, right? And Target lost billions of dollars too, because people are sick of this shit. They're sick of social things like that are controversial getting stuffed into your face, and where you have to accept it.
Yeah,
and people are like, I don't want to accept it. It's just like, I'm just coming here for toilet paper.
Yeah, I think people got to keep it in perspective as well too. I don't think people grab a beer to be to